A guy I always enjoy visiting with, Frank Scelfo, head coach at Southeastern Louisiana. Second year, Frank. It seems like we just got over 2018. 2019's here already.
No, I tell you, it was a long off season for me because of the way the season ended last year. But we had a good one. It was productive. Did a lot of good things, and looking forward to what's about to take place in 19.
Something that is your strength working with quarterbacks, and you got an outstanding one in Chase and Virgil. Not only did he do some good things for the Southland Conference, he was one of the better quarterbacks in FCS.
You know, he did a nice job last year, but he's got to grow. He's got to take care of the football, do a better job of that. But I tell you what, he's really done a nice job, Rene, is from the standpoint of becoming a leader, becoming a vocal leader for us. He came in with me the same time last year and worked his way into the football team, but he never got comfortable as a leader, and I think that's the part where he's really grown this offseason. So I'm looking forward to him not only playing better and taking care of the football, making better decisions, but also becoming a more verbal leader for us.
A guy who I've watched evolve, Frank, from just a kick return specialist to a true wide receiver, Juwan Petit-Ferrer, and he was joined by a freshman last year who really put up some numbers, CJ Turner.
Yeah, I think what Juwan was – the year before, they were using primarily as somebody to hand off speed sweeps to and then return punts and kicks. We wanted to get him more involved. We saw some things happening in the offseason in spring and summer where he evolved as a wide receiver. So I think that's where, when you look at those things come together, let's get him the football. Let's find ways to get him the football. And he did. From an explosive play standpoint, he really did a nice job. This summer, he's really had a good, productive summer. So he's an All-American, two-time All-American. And we expect him to do it again, but he's got to raise his game too. We got to raise our game across the board, and that includes the coaching staff.
CJ Turner.
CJ Turner had he's a skinny guy right down the river over there at East St. John, and it put on some weight. He's up to about 185 pounds. He's a dynamic guy. So what that means is that he's always got a big personality. He works hard in the weight room, at practice, all the time, always has a smile on his face, and then plays his butt off when he gets out there.
It's odd to talk to a coach about a tight end, and he didn't catch a lot of passes, but Branson Schwabel's got a chance to play on Sunday.
Well, he does. We got it to him. I think it was 38 or 48 targets last year, a little over 400 yards. He was a red zone threat for us, caught 3 or 4 touchdowns. So and we got to game plan him again. We got to get the ball to him when we get down there, but we got to get it to him in the open field. I think Branson's got a chance to play at the next level. I think he's a locally born and bred guy from right there in Oak Forest and Amite, right outside Amite. And he came here to Southeastern and had a chance to develop and grow. Now he's coming into his senior year, coming into his own. So it's going to be exciting to see what he does this year.
Marcus Cooper's going to have to carry the load, but you got some options back there in the backfield.
Yeah, Coop last year didn't bounce back from the ACL surgery, and he struggled. 17 was a dynamic year for him. I watched it on film. 18, not so much. He couldn't play. So we were able, with the new redshirt rule coming in, we were able to play him, try him out in those 4 games. Didn't work out very well for him. But I think this offseason, with the help of our medical staff, Alex Bowers and those guys, got him back going in the right direction in the spring. This summer he's been full speed, hadn't had any hiccups, and we expect him to go. He's back there with him is going to be Devontae Williams, and Devontae was an all-conference returner last year in the punting game, as a punt returner. So he's one that we feel like has to have a big year for us, and he can. He's capable of it. He's got the talent and skill set.
You lost a little bit up front, Frank, but you bring back a pass rush extraordinary guy, Isaac Berglund, Adam A. Berglund, and he really can bend the edge.
He does. He kind of came in his own in the LSU game last year.
Yeah.
Had a couple of big sacks and forced fumble and things like that, and he played well throughout the year. We got to keep him healthy. He got banged up a little bit, but he's put on some weight, he's put on some muscle, and we expect big things from him. He represented us at the conference media days last week. Did a fantastic job. That's who he is. He's a 3.9 student in engineering or biomechanical, some kind of thing I never took, I can tell you that. But he did a great job representing us, but he's going to represent us on the field as well.
Your secondary is your strength. You got a freshman there, Jordan, last year, who really stepped up. Xavier Lewis comes back. And Matt Wright, man, you lost him a little bit last year. He comes back full speed. Your secondary may be at best in the conference.
Yeah, we're not deep, but we are good. I think Dejon Lynch at one corner, Philando Jordan at the other. Matthew Wright, like you said, Matt Wright's bouncing back from the ACL surgery he suffered in the third game last year. We lost him we lost a lot of things back there in the secondary. Him bouncing back, but that group is a very close group of kids. They get along better. So that's a good unit, a solid unit for us. Not deep, but very good at the frontline guys I think are good.
I saw you guys start to hit stride at the end of the season. Last question. What can 2019 look for Southeastern fans?
I'll talk about it tonight. Our culture. I think our culture's got to be better. We can't – you don't have a good culture when you play so well against Monroe and then have a great game against McNeese like that, and then you have lows like we did against Abilene Christian and Nicholls State. Look, those guys are good football teams. I know that. They're not that much better than us, I can tell you that. So when things like that take place, there's something else going on besides the skill set of your players versus their players, and that's what we didn't have. We didn't have that. We didn't take care of that from the standpoint of in the locker room and growing from there. So I think the culture in our locker room is where we're going to grow, and that'll take place from the inside out, and we'll see how that goes, how far it takes us.
I'm excited for you guys this year.
You can tell I am. Look, 6 a.m. workouts ended this morning, and so the guys get a week off, and we're ready to go, man.
Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Rene. Thank you.